was moving over the water. Spirit, come move over us. Come rest on us. Come rest on us as the Spirit was moving.
Ready now? Okay. As I know, my name is Jennifer Norris. Everybody calls me Jen, the ones that know me very well. I did not plan this whatsoever, but God did through Brent. I might jump all over the place because I am scared to death. I've never shared my story with no one. So just bear with me.
Get you back.
I'm from Fayette County. I grew up in a small little town called Berry up on Pea Ridge, which I absolutely love it. So I was in the sticks and the boondocks. I was raised up on a farm. Some of y'all might know some of my family, the Norrises. Hubert Norris was sheriff for me. Thank you, sweetheart. Was sheriff for many, many years at Fayette County. That was my grandfather. I had two hard-working parents. Both are now deceased. I was raised up with my grandmother, my mama, and my Aunt Eloise, which was two God-fearing ladies. So I knew who Jesus was. I knew of him anyway. Today I know him. Amen. I knew back then at the age of 4 years old I was supposed to follow him. I knew that. But this wicked world has something else planned for me. And unfortunately I went down that. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and just jump up to when I was 14. That's the first time I ever smoked weed with not teenagers, grown adults gave it to me at 14. Let me jump back real quick. At the age of 12, I was molested by a great uncle of mine on my mother's side. And I kept that from the age of 12 and did not tell no one whatsoever until I was probably about 18, 19 years old. So I already had that demon ended up on me. Now back to 14, when I started smoking weed and drinking, I absolutely loved it because it helped numb me and escape. But even as I started getting high and drinking and just going wild, I still had that of come back home, meaning to Jesus. He's always been with me and upon me my whole life. Okay, I started doing freebase and cocaine at the age of 18. I had my son at 16, so I quit everything when I got pregnant with him, even smoking cigarettes. And I gave full custody of him to my mother, not because of drugs or alcohol or anything like that, just because of who his father was and trying to fight me. The lawyer said it would be best to do that because I was a minor. His father was. Okay. And that was really, really hard on me, so I had all of that on me as well. And I would just bury my feelings. And then I started smoking crack and freebasing coke and so forth at 18. And I done that from the age of 18 until I was 21. So from 18, 19, and 20, I was in and out of rehab and jail. Fayette County was my second home. I felt shame and guilt every day, and I would just try to get as high as I possibly could and then just break down and just pray to God, please just take me on. I felt embarrassed, humiliated, shame, put just disgrace to my family, I felt like. My mother, God rest her soul, she was my biggest enabler. I could call her and she'd be right there, bailing me out. Until one time, she just did not do it anymore. I did not realize how much I was hurting my family, and I was. And one day, she finally said enough was enough. Not only was I hurting my mother, I was hurting just everybody, and I just felt so bad, and I would just pray, God, just take me on.
what's going on, why, I just question everything. And then when I was 21, I finally got clean and sober off of everything. Didn't drink, didn't do nothing besides smoke my cigarettes. And then I met my daughter's dad. And then it came. I was with him for almost 10 years. It was nothing but pure hell with him. Every day, beating, raping. Let me back up because I wouldn't want to share this, but I feel like I need to. When I was 18, I got brutally raped. I remember that, of course, like it was yesterday. It happened on a Thursday night. It was a bet, and this guy raped me over a bet that he could be with me, and the other guy's like, no, you can't be, over weed, y'all. And it was bad. And so I just shut down. And but I'll say this, God was with me, because if he wasn't, I wouldn't be here today, and that is a fact. There's so much I could tell, but I wasn't ready for this. So I don't know who this is meant. I hope it helps somebody, and I know I'm going all over the place, and I apologize about that. But then when I was, like I said, when I was 21, I got with my daughter's dad. And he was the devil, y'all. I've never met a man in my life like that man there. I have forgiven him for everything that he has done to me, because that's just the right thing to do, and that's what the Lord wanted me to do. I got pregnant, and he beat me so bad that I miscarried the twins. And I wanted to go and get high then, but I didn't. Of course, I just would fall on my knees and started just praying to the Lord, just talking to him. I've always had some type of relationship with God my whole life. But it was until, about 2 years ago, I guess. Well, it's been longer than that since I met Sherry. I work at the UN Chevron, and I met Frank first and then Sherry. And Sherry always asked me to come to church. And I was like, well, I'm busy. But and then I just stopped one day and I said, Lord, I've been praying to you for about 2 or 3 years now for a good church to go to and have a good family, family church and everything, and where I can really get to know you. Because like I said, I knew who God was, but I didn't know him, like personally have a relationship with him like I do today. And something happened with my daughter, and I won't mention that because she's not here, and that's, but anyway, and I fell on my knees and I said, okay, God, I hear you loud and clear. So I came here, and I came up, I don't know, a few times, and then finally I gave my life over to the Lord. There's a lot that I could say, but I don't know. God has been really good to me. He blesses me every time I turn around, just the little smallest things. Right, like it might not mean much to anybody, but it means a lot to me. Like my son called me today and said, hey, we got one more payment on errands, and that will be paid for. And then we'll have extra money, because I'm trying to save up to take my grandbaby to the beach like I promised her. But that meant something to me, that $85 extra a month, that will help me, you know what I'm saying? Just little bitty things that God will do. And I try to obey him every day, because I have had him set me down and set me down hard, and I do not like it at all. And but I've had a hard life. I don't know like I said, I ended up, after Wayne, I'll say this and then I guess I'll wrap it up because my brain's just going into nothing. But after Wayne, I stayed single for a long time and I tried to get in a relationship with the Lord, and then it didn't happen because then I ended up with this other guy, and I won't mention his name. And he took me down a rabbit hole that Allison wouldn't even want to go down to. I never knew that this world was as wicked until I got with that man there. And then after, and he used to make me so mad because he knew I believed in the Lord, he knew I believed in Jesus, and that I loved Jesus so much, and he would mock him. And then one time I was just so angry about that. Him and his brother both would just mock the Lord. And I'm like, this is my house. And then the Lord came to me one night and he said, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. He's like, he would never let nobody make fun of me. He would never let nobody mock me. Why am I allowing that to happen? And I'm like, you're right. And so I finally stood up for the Lord, and it wasn't pretty, but it was well worth it in the end, because I'm still here today.
Yes.
So, I guess I don't like talking about the past. Because like I told Britt, there's a lot I could say about getting raped and molested and all that ugly and wickedness. I said, but I don't want nobody to think bad of me.
No judgment here.
I don't want, and maybe it's just because I just didn't want to think it because I lived it and I've let it go. And I've asked the Lord to forgive me for the things that I've done. And He has. I can feel that within me. I remember my grandmother, I would always ask her about the Lord, and she would, explain who Jesus was to me. And one time I asked her, I said, Mama, why don't you ever date? And she's like, I got one man, and da-da-da-da, he's good to me. And she just highly talked about the Lord. And I remember saying, wow, I want a man like that too. And she's like, you can. And I was like, well, who is he? And she's like, it's Jehovah God. And I'm so proud that I grew up the way that I did. I've also suffered with mental health issues my whole life, like anxiety and depression. And still today, the devil knows that, so he always tries to attack my mental. So I always have to rebuke him all the time. And like I'll be walking around like at work or whatever, just talking. Everybody's be looking at me, and I'm like, I'm just talking with the Lord. And they're going to stay because they want to know about Him too, or they run.
Yes.
I've started noticing that, and I just laugh about it, and I still pray about, whatever the Lord needs me to do. Because usually I'm not nervous to talk. Any of y'all that know me know I love to talk and I like to listen too. But like I said, it's different when you're up here and all the eyes are on me. And then, anyway, I'm glad that God is a loving God, a forgiving God, a patient God, because that's something I'm having to learn is patience. And that His thoughts are not my thoughts. His timing is not my timing. Or I would not be doing this today because I thought I had more time to write my book. But apparently not. And the Lord let me know too that what He wanted me to share. And He'll also let me know in time I would probably be doing this a little bit more, but by then I will be more confident in myself, and I'll have notes too, of course. And I just want y'all to know that I'm so thankful that y'all have took me in, and And I'm thankful that the Lord sent me here. I couldn't thank Sherry enough because He knew I needed Him, and I did. Oh, I'm sorry. I needed the Lord so much, and I'm so thankful. And I've even had to apologize to Him. I know this might all sound crazy to y'all, but I started thinking, you know, Lord, you have been with me my whole life. And the places that I have took you, wow, but I'm glad that you was there. I'm so glad that you was in them trap houses with me. I'm glad that you was in the stranger's car that I didn't even know because I'd get so blissed out of my mind. So I'm sorry that I done all them things, but I sure am glad that you was with me. And I'm so thankful that every day that I have a chance to learn more about Him and to grow in my faith with Him. And I don't know, I'm just rambling on now, but I know I'll do this again the next time. It'll be a lot better. And then I'll share everything.
Just as much for you as it is us.
Yes, ma'am. That was really good for a first time, though.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I mean, for real, most of us would just be up there stuttering. That was awesome.
Yeah.
For real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I have a church family and that I can come to, you know, because I am still human and I'm still flesh. And I've been praying for the Lord, please kill that flesh, you know, like temptations and things like that. Because I've been single for almost 6 years. January will be 6 years. But then something will happen, and I'm like, thank you, Lord, for that. Nope, I'll let that happen. And I appreciate y'all listening to me just ramble on. I hope maybe tonight helps somebody. And I love y'all, and I thank y'all for
Yes, Lord. I found you in the middle of my mess.